Hi, my name is Caleb Turner, and this is my project and portfolio 7 review for my team game. What I did for this month is I completed my level and I added a visual and a sound effect feedback. Um, my user story was as the developer, I want to put the final touches on when the morph ball level, so it has the right amount of challenge and reward for the player. Completion criteria: the player receives a feedback when they jump. The player receives feedback when they walk, and the player receives feedback when they break regenerational blocks. Starting my level is the player select. Go to morph ball. This is my level. Turn the sound down a little bit. And that's the regen blocks. And that's my jump sound. And as I walk, the sound for that. I also added new music for when you go to the trap trigger and you do combat. That's the last thing I added. As you walk through, you're going to hear music. And it turns off the music. Now the music will turn off after I pick up the warrior key. That was meant to force the player to actually engage in combat. I'll run through one more just to demonstrate again. So when you're walking through, there's a barrier right there that you can't get past until you get that key right there. So you'll step in here and it'll start the music up again to let the player know that they're in combat. And those are my tasks for this sprint.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Rosignola, part of Team Jalapenos, and this is my final polish for Doors timer level. Well, that's the task. The user story is, as the player, I want feedback that lets me know when the round door is opening. So, and the completion criteria is audio plays when the round blast doors open, and the second thing is the block holding the door leaves after the round blast door opens, which is to disappear. So the orange cube thing. Get the key over here. And all my doors work just fine. So we'll use the bomb here. Beat this enemy. You got the purple door that opens with any weapon, but you have to shoot it several times. Cube disappears there. And my subtasks include like sound effects. So the sound effects you hear on the doors are when you open them upon shooting them, and those have been working fine. Also, the timer that when the timer started, it played a sound effect, and that ended up working. This and beat my level.
Hello Professor, my name is Seth Pena and this is my Milestone 1 review video. And this is the build I'm using, 150 of 150. I'm going to read through my tasks and then demonstrate them with the level play. Task 1. As the player, I want the boss, ground enemy, platform enemy, flying enemy, and jumping enemy to all have their own unique audio. Each enemy has a unique sound when the player gets close. As the player, I want the audio. Task 2. As the player, I want the audio for the boss, ground enemy, platform enemy, and flying enemy and jumping enemy to be controlled via a script. Completion criteria. Audio of each enemy is controlled via a script. Task 3. As a player, I want the audio of the various enemies to be well balanced with the other sounds. Completion criteria. Audio of the different enemies are balanced and not overwhelming to the scene. Task number 4. As a player, I want the platforms to operate as expected. Completion criteria. The player lands on the platforms and does not hover above them. Task 5. As the player, I expect to hear a powerful ship when I reach my escape craft and sound to let me know it's working. Completion criteria. Player escape ship hovers and there is audible sound as the player would expect. All of these are meant for immersion of the player in the scene. You can kind of hear that B sound. It's the sound of the ground enemy. Use my health back. See, that was the platform enemy with the sound. I wanted this to be a little bit more difficult, so I added the flying enemies in there so you'd encounter them as you're jumping through the different platforms, not just the platform enemies. You see my player character is landing on the platforms better, isn't hovering. Damage. We get to the boss fight area. This boss is a lot faster. He's firing faster. And there he is, dead. And here's my ship coming up. That's kind of the sound I would expect in a Metroid game. And there is my level and tasks. Thank you for watching.
Hello, my name is Robert Davis. I am part of Team Jalapenos Meteos, and I'm just going to go over what I did for this review during the sprint. So I'm just going to start off wherever here. Okay. Oh, okay. Here it is. James 629, polish shooting, audio feedbacks for weapons. User story. As the player, I want audio feedback for every weapon in the game so that I know when I shoot something with my weapons. Completion criteria. There's audio feedback for the weapons used in the game. Each weapon has its own sound. Okay, so that's all I had assigned to me. So let's just go through the weapons. Okay, here we go. It's taking a little bit longer. I'm missing those shots. Okay. So they all have sounds for the most part. And so yeah, I just cut this a little short here. Each weapon does have a sound. And well, there it is. Thank you. Have a good day.
My name is Stacey Chambers with Deadly Jalapenos, and for Sprint 8, the tests that I completed that were audio related were add a sound for picking up the missile refill packs. And so if I walk over this one, you'll hear the audio feedback, and the next one was when the player picks up health packs or health increase packs. So there's a regular health pack right here in front of me and then a health increase after that. So if I pick up both of those, the player hears that feedback. Another sound I added for this sprint was the sound effect for the player healing. So as you can see, the health bar is missing some health, and if I press H to heal, the player will get that audio feedback as well. Another audio I added for this sprint is a sound when the player picks up keys. So right in front of me is a red key, and if I walk over it, there's audio feedback. And to go along with the keys, I added a sound for when the locked doors open. So if I come over to this red door, press E. For the sprint, I also added a sound for when the player double jumps. Me and another teammate, the one who added the sound for just a jump, decided that it would be best if the double jump and the jump had the same sound, so it wouldn't sound weird. But basically, it's the same sound. It's just twice now when the player does hit that double jump. Another task I completed for this sprint that is not audio related was making the inventory items that can be put into our inventory and make those stackable. So right now I have 7 health packs in my inventory, and there's one right in front of me, and if I pick it up, it adds an 8th one. For this sprint, I also changed the avatar's health from HUD text to a health bar, just to make things a little bit cleaner and less cluttered on the screen. One of the tasks that I did complete for this sprint was actually more of a bug. Basically, the green door in my level, when I would open it, it would open the green door in Nick's level as well, so I had to fix that. So I will demonstrate that by opening up this green door and then fast forwarding to Nick's level to show that the door is no longer open. The final task that I completed for this sprint was a color change of the screen when the avatar gets to low health. So as a player, I want to experience a color change in every level that indicates that my health is low and I'm very close to dying. So I'll demonstrate that here. And that is my Sprint 8 tasks.
Hello, this is Zachary Walker with Jalapenos Mortis. And here's here's what I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. So this is just all final polish for hacking level, as well as some additional things here. Script audio for the hacking sequence 1, 2, 3. Script audio for the spike interaction 1, 2, and 3. Add level select button at the start scene and allows player to choose the level they want to play. Link each level to the proper button. Rewrite the text on each button to say what the level is. Add a slider for the music. Allow the sliders to be handled via music, and sound effects independently. Move enemies from the third player's spawn location. They punish the player for completing a task. Add a visual feedback to warn the player that spikes are about to come back. Record the sound effects for hacking and spike interactions. Remove the references from the credits. Only have the designers of the game. So we'll jump into the game here. So first thing, level select. Here's all the level select, and if I click one, it takes me to that particular level where I'm able to, start playing. Second, we'll go through the credits, and it just contains the creators. After this, originally there were the references that we used when creating the game. I can hit back here. Secondly, I do have music and sound effect volume. Each one works independently. There's not a ton of music in this, but there are plenty of sound effects, as you've already kind of heard. So we'll play with that once we get into a level 2. So yeah, let's go ahead and go to my level so that I can show you the other pieces. So here we go. So first off, there's this guy. And I can move the sound effects up so that you can hear his sound effects. Move them down where there's no sound effects. But if I move the music at all, his sound effects don't change in the slightest. So we'll go ahead and turn that all the way down though, just to make sure that you can hear my voice moving forward. And I'll turn it up when there's sound to be heard. So we'll go ahead and resume. Alright. So here's, we'll take care of this guy. Alright, so here's kind of the first new sound effect for my level, which is the interaction with the traps. So first, shuts them off. And there's a red. Alright, so as you noted, the sound effects for clicking the button are there, as well as a sound effect for when it's about to come back, as well as the red overlay kind of appears about 4 seconds or so, no, not quite even that, but a little while before those spikes are to come back, giving both visual feedback as well as audio feedback to let the player know that, hey, something is coming. Alright, so then, moving on here. Okay, so then the hacking level, we'll turn the sound effects up again. Okay, and interact. That gives a visual feedback, or an audio feedback of the hacking beginning. We'll go through each one of those just to hear it again, to show that each one of those now has that. I'll just blitz through this really quick. Okay, so here's another one. We'll turn up the sound effects. Now here is the hacking again. Second. Of course, that audio plays again when you're leaving that as well. We'll leave the sound effects up. That's mostly what we're going to be talking about from this point forward. Alright, up here is the final trap and hacking setup here. So... Alright, there we go. Okay. And the last hacking. Alright, and here is the last sound effect. Then of course, that opens up this final door and on to the next level. Again, this has been Zachary Walker. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.